I have a number of bosses. I know I'm the pastor, I'm supposed to be the boss, right? But I have a bishop, and then there's the Pope, of course my Lord Jesus Christ, and you can't forget Mom, right? So when Mom calls us for dinner, I don't really have a lot of choice in the matter. Especially when it comes to Thanksgiving. There are so many opportunities we have to do other things on Thanksgiving, all these invitations, and my mom says, don't even think about it. You know, when I come home from the missions, I usually came home in October, and so we had a fake Thanksgiving. We call it Thanksgiving. And we would just have it so that I would be in town for the Thanksgiving. And it is a chance for us to gather around the table and remember that we are family and to be grateful. But one of the things that I always admired about my family was not only was it a requirement that we show up, but there was always somebody else invited. The neighbor across the street, one of our college friends who didn't have a chance to go home, exchange students. We always had somebody else at the table. And it was this expanding family. And I thought that was a great tradition for us. The idea of gathering around the table was not an exclusive event. It wasn't to say only family members are allowed. It was to say, and who else needs to be part of this family? This is kind of the vision that Jesus has. And he realizes it is such a sad reality that there are many people who are invited and don't come. Of course, today we would think about the Holy Mass. Why don't they come to the Mass? Well, they got excuses. Everybody's got excuses. Lots of excuses out there. But this is important to Jesus. I want you to come around the table with me. I want you to remember that we are family. I want you to remember that I have given you all that I have. My body, my blood. I've given you my life. I've given you eternal life. And if we don't come around the table, to be honest, we forget. We get distracted by all the other things, the land and the property and the events and the friendships, and we start to lose focus about what it's all about. But in his parable, Christ does something very interesting. He sees that there's still room, and so he wants to invite more and more. And he sends them out to get the poor, to get the sick, to go to the highways, to the hedgeways, just get everybody in here, as many as we can. And in some way, I think we have failed and are doing a little better now in this idea that what we do here in the church is not supposed to be just about us. And we're supposed to do this invitation further and further, to go to people and say, you know what? I have been enjoying the presence of God in my life and this community around the altar. I've been enjoying the graces that I have received and the perspective I have. I want you to enjoy this too. Come, feast with us. You too are invited. Now, if you're not happy to come to church on a day when it's not a holy day of obligation, I don't know what you're doing here. But when you're happy, when you're joyful, don't you want to share that? Aren't there people out there who are missing out on the feast? Let us make sure that we give that invitation, that we fill the home of our Master, that we really are thankful for the gifts we have received, and allow that joy to be contagious to